Come one, come all, to the most phenomenal, most extraordinary, most unimaginable puppet show you've ever experienced. Prepare for an astonishing adventure full of mystery, full of danger, and full of artistry, meant to astound the eye and capture the human soul. The name's Professor Gregorius T. Oswald. But my friends, and we're all friends here, call me G. Today's fantastical tale is the perilous journey of a boy named Kutaro. Welcome to the magical theater of the strange and fantastic. Once upon a time, before everything went to rack and ruin, the Moon Realm was ruled by a beautiful goddess. But then, Little Bear, for whom the Moon Goddess had shown nothing but love, stole two of his mistress's precious possessions, the Black Moonstone and a magic pair of scissors known as Calibris. After declaring himself Moon Bear King, he invaded the goddess's castle, smashed the White Moonstone to pieces.
Once upon a time, I once upon a now. This is my moon teams, so just get to the part where I sound good.
Right, yes, of course, of course. Wasn't everyone so very wowed when the Moon Goddess was obliterated? Wasn't it just great that the impressive Moon Bear King gave a piece of the White Moonstone to each of his generals, screwing over the moon at large? Oh yes, the next 3 years was something special. Ah, yes. Now, where do I begin? He was the Moon Realm's ruthless new king, and intended to keep it that way. So night after night he spirited away the souls of children and locked them inside wooden puppets who were doomed to defend Castle Grizzlestone. And while tonight was no exception, it would prove to be quite exceptional.
Oh, the poor dearie. Look, Yin-Yang, another day, another soul.
Poor indeed. You're as bad as the tyrant. How many of these children are you planning to parade off to certain mutilation before you realize you're wasting your time?
Why, one more, and then another after that. As many as it takes me to get my hands on Calibris.
It's nice.
Meet our hapless hero, who's just blinked back to life, firmly in the Moon Bear King's clutches.
Kutaro. Kutaro. Your soul was summoned here at my behest. Kutaro, will you be my friend? Pals to the bitter end.
Lovely. Another dunce who left his head in the Moon Bear King's belly. Listen, you're going to drop dead if you go without a head. And I'll be the one stuck with cleanup. Come on, let's find something else you can use. A substitute head. What's rattling around in there? It's a head. Perhaps I'll just help, but this should do nothing. You're all set. Remember those head pots. They may be weird, but they flap around with lots of useful heads. But one little touch, and they'll drop their stash. You know, a new kid on the chopping block like you ought to have a couple of noggins at least. Can't take any chances. Oh, there's another one. See? Just like I said.
Blast it! What am I doing wrong? Am I not powerful enough?
Look out! Quick! Now, this is extremely important. One false move, and those heads of yours will tumble right off your shoulders. If you don't grab them right away, their magic will fade, and no more head. So remember, if you lose your head, pick it up post haste. Oh, and one other thing. Moon sparkles. Here, I'll show you. Voila! These are moon sparkles. Collect 100 and you'll be able to magically come back to life, even if you do lose all your heads. Let's keep looking. There, the witch's bloomers. Keep your eyes peeled for moon sparkles if you want to stay alive. Oh, that moon bear king is always angry. Jehoshaphat! Oh, look there. You see that head symbol? Listen, every head has a little bit of magic to it. They react to places and objects that resemble them. Oh, why don't you just give it a try? Here, first choose the right head. Now, use the head's magic. Anyway, keep an eye out for those head symbols. Anything could happen. Look at that. No wonder they're so skinny.
What a little darling! Welcome! Please make yourself at home.
Go and bring him to me! You'd better follow that fork. The witch doesn't take kindly to long waits. Watch that feisty fork. It's as wicked as the witch. Hey, I warned you. Remember to pick that up quick. No more heads. Pass through that shimmering gateway to proceed to the back of the kitchen.
Now, make no mistake. Kutaro was not alone in his plight. The kitchen was already staffed by unfortunates whom the Moon Bear King had plucked from their beds. These children had been charged with keeping the fickle king fed, and it was a miserably hopeless task. After all, his appetite was as vast and insatiable as his lust for power.
Careful, there's this thing about fire and puppets. All those moon sparkles, you don't want to toast yourself grabbing them.
Imagine being one of these tykes and spending dusk till dawn getting kneaded and grated, peeled and parboiled, marinated, melted, minced and mashed. Or, if they were lucky, just zested, followed by a light grape.
Oh, and that was my... I smell something delicious. The witch couldn't have made... Head, bread... Oh, try it on that sandwich. Aha, there's that head symbol again. See how using your head can change the world? And I do mean that quite literally.
The witch, in case you're wondering, was a singularly screwy sorceress by the name of Esma Potts. You'd think someone that gifted with a cauldron would know a thing or two about cooking, and you'd be wrong. As for Kutaro's catty companion, name of Yin Yang, he used to be the moon goddess's faithful feline. One might say his current mistress was a step down in some regard.
Watch out for the vegetables. In this kitchen, the cook is a cook, and the squash are out to squish.
Hurry along now, dearies, because lazy boys are the first to get turned into grubs. Come hither, my pretties, so you can get lost. Yin Yang, open the windows. I'm roosting a lurk. Stop that.
What?
It tickles.
3. What do you think? Meowed by my cat-like reflexes?
Where is the moon goddess? I demand to know where you have taken her! Unhand me, you louts! How dare you!
That peppy princess ought to pipe down. Are you the new boy? I suppose you want me to get your soul back so you can return home. Well, not until you march those wooden legs up to the Moon Bear King's throne room and fetch me his magic scissors. You can do it. After all, you are a very special boy.
Deja Mew. How many very special boys are we up to now?
Yes, you can keep him company.
Whoop-de-doo. We get to go to the throne room to find Calibus. Won't this be fun? Welcome to the Tower of Tribulations. But don't let a cheerful name like that fool you. This place is dripping with nasty traps. See? You never know where a head might be hiding. Head pods, dreadnoughts, parking lots. Check everywhere. They don't say get your head out of the gutter for nothing. No, not good. We have a spherical situation. Duck for your life before we get bowled over. Still in one piece?
Abracadabra! Abracadabra!
Magnificent, Kutaro. There's the entrance to the throne room. No one has ever made it this far.
Stop this madness! I command you in the name of the sun! Oh my gosh, are you crazy? Do you know who I am? Dad's gonna have a supernova!
Wait, sire. What if she's right? The sun does have a burning temper.
Ha! What did he do? I've got his precious daughter!
Well, of course you do, sire. And even if you didn't, your majesticalness is more than enough to eclipse the sun.
I've prepared a very special room for you, my dear princess. So please, I insist, take a long rest.
What luck! He's left Calibras unattended for once. Kutaro, you are one lucky person.
There before our hero towered the most impressive pair of scissors you've ever seen. The legendary Calibras. But Calibras was bound fast by vile vines, the twisted offspring of the Moon Bear King's twisted magic.
Kutaro, meet Calibras. Calibras is a cut above your average scissors. He used to serve the Moon Goddess.
Step forward, boy, and take your destiny in hand.
Now that's a shock. I mean, an honor. Don't you see? Calibras has chosen you.
And so Kutaro's fortunes were starting to look up. After all, he was now the proud owner of a pair of enchanted scissors. Still, it wasn't all good luck. Remember, Calibras belonged to the Moon Bear King. And the boy's first challenge was to extricate himself from the booby trap he'd just set off.
Rats. Now this is a fine mess. There, that's the ticket. Nicely done, Kutaro. We'll be out of here in no time. Yes, you know what to do. Oh, scissored like a true wizard. take good care of Calibras, and Calibras will take care of you. Don't stop now, or that graze will catch us. Oh, lovely. Nice.
Who dares lay hand on my property? My traps! How did you get out? Wait, how did you get in? You wretch! What have you done to my throne room? Guards! Apprehend that thief!
Deftly and darkly, the grubs descended upon our trembling hero. But locked within each of them was the soul of a child, just as scared as him.
That's it. Very heroic.
I'll pop your head clean off your shoulders!
Get caught, and you'll be grubbified, just like the rest of these poor children.
I want that sticky-fingered scoundrel's head! Guards! Guards! I'll do it myself.
It was a weaver. Of all the Moonbear King's nightmarish magical creations, weavers were some of the nastiest. This was Kutaro's first ever real dose of fear. But to escape the weaver, those fears would need to be conquered. As the clash grew even clashier, the boy snipped, sliced, and sundered with the cold realization his life counted on it. Success! The fell weaver was no more. With the legendary Calibras firmly in hand, Kutaro had taken the first step of his grand adventure. Unfortunately, the next steps had to be taken at a run, as the Savage King was hot on our heroes' heels.
Tiger!
Yes, sire.
Where did that whelp go?
Well, he can't have gotten far, sire. He has such tiny legs. I imagine he's right around the corner.
I don't want him around the corner. I want him cornered! Find that thief, or I'll find someone who can!
Please, sire, your blood pressure. I'll take care of it. Would you like a back rub? A glass of warm milk? Anything? No?
Bravo, Kutaro. None of the others ever made it half as far. This will be music to the witch's ears. Oh, man up, would you please? Would you prefer the grubs find you and the Moonbear King yanks your limbs off?
With a flash of Calibras, Kutaro felled the frightful monster and freed the soul of every last child in the fiend's clutches. Well done, Kutaro! The souls he freed were homeward bound. Kutaro had obtained Calibras, a And so the story continues. Lucky Kutaro, suckered into stealing a set of sorcerer's scissors by the witch and stirring up a tyrant's rage. Now all his hopes of escaping the castle were dashed, just as he himself dashed like mad to outrun the soldier grubs who wanted his head. Poor Kutaro. His only hopes now were Calibris and a witch of most questionable character. What cruel tricks would fate play on him next?
You pussy-footing wussy cat, where were you? I ought to fudge! Brownies, it can't be!
Did you forget you sent us off in the first place? Yes, Calibris chose him.
Finally! Those legendary shears will cut right through the Moon Bear King's lackeys and set the Moon Realm free! Now, my brave young warrior, why don't you let Granny hold onto those for you? Right now, you wooden dolt! What's that for? Don't you tell me I'm not your type! Gotcha!
To command Calibris, you need either a heart as pure as the goddesses, or vicious magic like the Grizz. But all you've got is an attitude.
Oh, nuts! You keep Calibris. You'll take good care of it for me.
I smell him. That's the pungent stink of a scissor thief.
Oh, General Tiger, sir. How kind of you to drop by to check on Weasley and me. Just don't know anything about the scissor thief, but if I see him, you'll be the first and last to know.
This egregiously foul odor must be witch stink. You are certain he's not here?
Oh, yes, very certain, your Tiger-ness. I beg you, bring that scoundrel to justice, or I may not sleep a wink tonight.
Don't worry. My grubs will have this whole castle locked down in no time. After all, we can't have anyone crashing the prison towers and making off with the knight's powers, now can we?
Did you hear that, dear? Then get your Heidi in gear!
The tiger's tongue had slipped. Whatever powers this knight had, they were clearly important. The castle walls didn't come with stairs. Clinging to the slippery stones instead were giant living vines imbued with dark magic. Snipping, cutting, slicing through the vines with Calibris, Kutaro scrambled up and up, onward he must climb. As you may have noticed, there was a reason the Moon Witch framed Kutaro for stealing the scissors. The moment she marched him off to the throne room, she had already concocted a plan to take Calibris for herself. Despite himself, Kutaro was growing excited. What kind of awesome power could this knight in the towers have anyway? Not even the vile vines could still Kutaro's scissors.
We'll have to use these for stairs. Just cut along the seam. Impressive.
Thanks to Calibris, not even the steepest tower walls could stop Kutaro. Kutaro sliced his way through flags, vines, anything he could sink those scissors into. Not everyone took it sitting down when the Moon Bear King rose to power. Many tried to oust the tyrant and bring back the goddess. One or two of them even survived. But the goddess's mightiest champions all fell, and their powers were locked away in secret, well-guarded places.
Now, where do you suppose the knight's powers are hiding?
Top security was tight. The Weaver patrolled the smoke-ridden sky, swooping and slicing at anything that moved. These towers not only defended the castle walls when the Moon Bear King rebelled against the goddess, but during the ferocious final fight, they also went on the attack. The tyrant later converted the towering spires to a prison, which with abounding imagination he dubbed the Prison Towers. The crushed forces of the Moon Goddess were detained at His Majesty's pleasure to starve, rot, and generally suffer. Only their armor remained to tell their terrible tale. Gorging on the path with its lord's dark seal, the Weaver stretched to preposterous proportions. Kutaro knew he had to swallow his fear, step forward, and keep his head.
Well, looks like the pawn has become a knight. Why do all your problems seem to come in extra large? It might be big, but it's only stitches. A snip or two should do it. Looks like you found a chink in the armor. I bet you can cut through. Told you so. Just your luck. starting to unravel. Hurry up and cut those souls free! That's it! Well done!
After the formidable adversary was vanquished, an old and scratched-up shield appeared before Kutaro. Could this be the power he sought?
Quickly, you fool! He's going to find the Knight's shield! How could he possibly know it was in there? Stop him! If Kutaro makes off with the shield or the Sun Princess! Ah, my brow! Now, rip that bit of moonstone right out of your mouth!
When I find that idiot who blabbed about the Knight in front of...
With the help of Caliburus, Kutaro defeated the menace and saved the souls of a lucky few. Well done, Kutaro! The souls he freed were homeward bound. Kutaro had spied an old shield in the prison tower, but Tiger was hot on his heels. Where were the knight's powers? Who was this princess that had been locked up? And would Kutaro make it out of the Black Castle alive?